So far in our project, we developed our activity main. Okay, we put all these buttons and edit text and things into it. And we also took and developed this activity weather with some information that's going to go into here. What we're going to do now is we're going to start coding for our activity main. And let's see, we're going to start, we got to have a button here that's going to actually put in our current mailing address or whatever in this line right here. And it's also going to put the latitude and longitude of that in these two text views up here. The second thing we're going to do is when we click this button here, that's going to pop up our activity weather.xml, okay? And we're going to pass the latitude and longitude to that so that we get the correct weather information for this address here. And then this button right here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on that. That's going to open up actually Google Maps, okay, with the current latitude and longitude. And then we also have taken code this edit text because once we type in a different address here and hit enter, we want it to go and change this latitude and longitude to reference wherever we're going. For example, if we typed in Tampa space FL for Florida, it will show us the latitude and longitude for Tampa, Florida. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we got to do is go to our Gradle, Build Gradle module app right here. Double click on that and go ahead to your document here. Okay, I'm on page right there, page 9. I'm going to copy this right here. This is how to implement this Google map right there. Control C and go ahead and we're going to paste that right here. Now I pasted mine in already, okay? You're going to get the sync now. Go ahead and hit sync now, and it's going to take a few minutes, but it should upgrade your Gradle. Okay, once your Gradle's done, next thing we're going to do, page 10 here, we're going to add permissions to our manifest file. So go ahead and copy this line of code right here, Control C, and go into our manifests right here. Double click on this line right here, and I usually pop it in right about there, okay? This doesn't require any updating here. So therefore, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go right into our main, activity main. We want to take and copy this class that I built for you, okay? Go ahead and grab that. Oh, I got one more line down there, Control C, and we're going to paste that into our activity main. Oh, excuse me, right here, our main activity, and we're going to put it right above the last curly brace, right there, okay? And then of course, then we got to take and we got to import address. Address, or that actually says address Android location. Yes, that's good. Activity, we have to take and import that class. List, we have to import that class. Location, we have to import that class. And I think we got a couple down here. Yeah, this geocoder, okay, and locale. And we have to import the class. And then also these exceptions down here, import class like that. Wonderful. What I did is I wrote this little class for you, okay, and what it does, it gets the, it will create based on a location, okay? We're going to receive a location, and with that, we're going to actually take and create this mailing address. Here's a bunch of information that you can get out of this. It's actually an array of address, they call it, okay? But if you say, okay, give me the addresses dot get, the first one dot get longitude, it will actually return you the longitude. I gave you a list of different ones in here that we can actually pull information out of. We'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? Next thing we want to do, okay, I'm scrolling down to my document here, the top of page 12, it says, okay, start creating set on click listeners, okay, for our buttons. Those are going to go right here, aren't they? Okay. What I got to do is I got to create these alias buttons, okay, and button. Oh, I forget the name of that one. We'll find out what it is in just a bit. That's equal to parenthesis, left parenthesis, capital button, okay, and find, okay, and capital R dot ID dot button. Here it is right here. Get current address, semicolon at the end of the line. You can double click on this, hit Control C, and we'll paste that right in that name there so they have the same name, which I like to do. And now this button, Get Current Address, .set on click listener, new in lowercase, and in a capital V for view, hit enter, and it should create all that code for you just like that. Lovely. Switching back into our document here, scrolling down just a little bit here, top of page, where are we at? 13 already, okay. Flying right through it, copy this code right here. Control C, that's going to go right here, okay. Control V, like that. Once again, we got a bunch of classes we got to bring in. Click on this one right here, Alt Enter, Location Services, Alt Enter, Compat right there, Alt Enter, Alt Enter. This one here is weird. For some reason, this access location, access find location, it doesn't come up right. So we're going to take, and I gave you in a little comment here, I'm going to give you this import Android manifest. Copy that and stick that up here by all of your imports, okay? You can put it right at the top if you want. Just like that, okay? And that fixes that little error, okay? And then go ahead and click on this one, Alt Enter, import class. Of course, our text, our edit text doesn't know what that is yet, and our text view. So, okay, there we go. We are up and running, okay? Oh, let's take and tab these over. That looks terrible, doesn't it? And also this one here. And this one here. Okay, what's this code do? Of course, we're creating a on-click listener. So when we push that button, what it does, it goes out there and takes this class called Fuse Location Provider Client, creates an instance of it, and that uses the locator service.get blah, 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 that class, okay, to find a current location. And then it goes out and checks to see if the permissions are correct, okay? Of course, they are correct because we set them, okay? And if it is true that they have permission to do that, then go ahead, client.get the last location, okay? And then if location on a success, okay, now we actually have a variable called location here. If location is not equal to nothing, then go ahead and create a list of address type, they call it, okay? Once again, this is going to have information like the street name and all that stuff in it. Okay, .get geo coder info, of course, that's our class that I gave you down here, okay? And it tells you which thing to get out of there. And that will give us this list, okay, of address. Now what we want to do is take our edit text and we want to put our current address in there. So we create a link to that, and we take and we say, go ahead and put addresses.get0.get address line. And that will give you like, oh, my address is 1026 Rosalie Northwest, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49504, and it'll say USA in there. Okay, actually put that in there for me. Then I want to take and find out what the longitude and latitude are, okay, to put those in those correct text views. And what it does, once again, uses this addresses.get0.get longitude, okay, which will actually give me the longitude, and the same thing with the latitude. So it's going to put those into these little text views right here. Boom, boom. Okay. Wonderful. Got that one done, okay. Next thing we're going to do, get rid of the right one here, is we're going to create a button now for our button. What's the next one here? So make sure you get that in the right spot, okay? Here's our on click. We want to be right below here, right there, okay? So we're going to hit enter right there, okay? Let's create another button, okay? And button, and it's going to be weather, isn't it? That's for that one. Is equal to a button. Okay, find r.id.button. What is it? Button weather right there. Semicolon at the, oop, I missed, I did something wrong. Semicolon, okay. And our button weather dot set on click listener, a new capital V for view, enter, like that. And now let's go back to our document again. Get some more code, okay? What do we got here? Right here, create an on-click listener, okay, for our button weather right there. Copy this code. We'll talk about this code. Control C. And go ahead and paste it right there. Control V, okay, once again, we got an intent. Yeah, we know what those are. We worked with those already, didn't we? Okay, and then also our toast here, okay, doesn't know what a toast is, which we actually worked with already too, didn't we? Okay, in this case, what we're going to do is we want to take and grab a hold of these text views once again. This text views latitude and longitude, okay. First thing we want to do, I'm going to click this over here because those bother me. If they're not equal to 0, in other words, if they haven't been assigned yet, then go ahead, if they're not equal to 0, then go ahead and do this. Otherwise, make a toast, okay, which we use those in the joke program, didn't we, okay? It'll pop up on the screen. You must enter a city or address. Okay, then we're going to create an intent. Once again, an intent is a way to open up a new activity, isn't it, okay? For example, we're going to open up this. Where is it here? Let's see. Intent, new intent, right there. Right there, WeatherActivity.class. Okay, we're going to open up this one right here. And we're going to send it as extras, okay, a latitude and a longitude. So when we get there, we can actually look at the weather at this current latitude and longitude. Wonderful, let's keep going, okay? Put your cursor right here, hit enter. Another button, okay, this is the button map, isn't it? Map is equal to left parenthesis button. Okay, and then a find r.id.button. There's my button map right there. Semicolon, enter. Okay, once again, button map dot set. Right there it is. A new and a capital V for view. And we got code. Let's go back to our document. Okay, here we go. This isn't a whole lot, a little bit of code. We'll read through this one once we stick it all in. Make sure you don't miss any curly braces because you'll get errors. And if you get errors, stop right away. Don't even continue, okay? Right there, you got to figure out what you did wrong and maybe do it over again, okay? And oh, I somehow got some extra. Copy this tiny code. We don't want that in there. I'm going to fix these real quick a minute. And once again, we got this URI. What is URI? I had to look it up, okay? Import that class. It's a Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, okay? We're going to use that to pass the address to a new intent, okay? And if we read through our code here, once again, we're getting this latitude and longitude. And if they're equal to 0, then go ahead and say, no, I can't. But in this case, we're going to create a new location, which is like a string that we're going to pass with our URI right here, okay? Notice it's geo and then latitude and longitude get text dot toStrings. We're going to be passing it the latitude and longitude, okay? And then this intent is equal to newer intent. Open up the URI, okay, in an action view. And once again, we have to say set the package to com.google. This will open up a Google map for us, okay? And if the intent works, okay, then go ahead and start that intent. Else give me a toast once again that says you must enter a city. Wonderful. Okay, we got one more, don't we? We got that edit text that we got to work with. Okay, put your cursor right here. Hit enter. And let's see, it's going to be an edit text. I think it's called address. It's equal to edit text, kind of like a button, huh? And a text view, okay. Find r.id edit text, right there, edit text address, and the line semicolon, okay. This is a little bit different, okay, because it's called edit text dot set right there, set on editor action listener right there. A little different, okay. Make sure you get that one. And then here we put in a new, and we have to say, oh, I have to peek a minute here, okay. I have to peek because that's going to be a new in a text, okay? A little different. The other one's a new view, isn't it? Okay, this is capital T, and there it is right there. Text view on editor action listener. And once again, it creates a bunch of code for us, okay? We're going to be putting code just ahead of this return false. So go ahead and move that down a couple lines. Let's go ahead and grab some code down here. Right here. I'm at the top of which line? Page 17, okay? Right there, that code. Control C. And we're going to paste it right there, okay? Whoop, right there. Control V. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. We got edit info, what is it? Editor info, alt enter, and we're going to import that class. And here we have issues because we're working within a class. So therefore, outside of here, it demands that we make this final, little lowercase f, I-N-A-L, space like that. And that will fix this error in here. Oh, what are we doing here? We got this edit text, okay, so we can get the information out of there. Now, when something happens in here, it's going to run this code. What we want to do is we want to look for this right here. If it is this editorinfo.ime action done, okay, then go ahead and write this code, and then it goes and grabs a geocoder, gets it gets address out of there. Here's our address. It creates this address list for us, okay, and let's see, address is equal to get from location name, okay, and if there isn't a current address like that, it'll say, oh, I'm sorry, but there's no such place, okay, and let's see, oh, it sets up the latitude and longitudes based on that address that you typed in. So once again, if you take that edit text right, where is it, right here, okay, and you type in Tampa space FL, okay, it goes and hit enter on the soft keyboard. It will take and run this code, and from based on that address, okay, it will come up with a longitude, latitude, okay. Wonderful. And let's see, we're doing really good here. This is all good, no errors, okay. Once again, if you make an error, stop immediately. Try to figure out what's going on, okay. We have two more things, okay, according to my instructions here, okay. And what we want to do is we don't want, if you run it right now, okay, that soft keyboard, okay, all of them, looks like a little keyboard is going to pop up on your screen. We don't want that to show up on our screen immediately, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to add this little piece of code here, and we're going to, I'm sorry, let me show you what I'm doing here. Add this little piece of code right here, okay. Right there. Once again, this is on page, what is it, 18, okay. Control C, slip back over into our code here. Right there, we're going to paste that all the way up here, okay. Right there, when it opens up our form, Control V, and what that does, oh, we got to Alt Enter for there. Okay, what that does with this window, set the soft input mode, okay. It's always hidden. So that will stay down until I click in that edit view to type something in, okay? And once again, when I hit enter, I want something to happen. Now the thing is, the enter key on the, let's see, on our edit view. Set that in your edit view. So go to activity main.xml, okay, and go to the text, okay? That's actually set. You can actually say, okay, the enter key is now equal to this. If we go back into our document here, okay, I've got one more line of code that we're going to take and grab. This line right here, okay, Control C, get this out of the way. Once again, we're right in here in our edit text. I'm going to paste that right here, okay, Control V right there. What that does now is it says, okay, when I hit enter on my keyboard, my soft keyboard, okay, on my tablet, then this is going to fire, okay. I'm going to get this where it's going to say, okay, action's done. If I look at my code over here, and let's see down here a little bit, okay, where's my edit text right here, okay? Right here I'm saying, okay, if the text that I just typed in is this action done right here. Okay, so that way it sets off a trigger that will fire this code so that when I'm all done typing in the name of my city, I hit enter and it'll automatically run the code, update my latitude, longitude. And that's the end. 20 minutes is a long video.